Panini 2024 Prizm Football is out and available on the retail side. Let's do a deep dive into it right after this. What's that? We don't have an intro. We don't have a cool electronic music logo playing intro. Anyways, how's it going, everybody? It's Sports Card Walt, the Card Maniac, and Panini Prizm is finally out. It's been out now for at least 2 weeks on the hobby side. Retail targets are starting to get, the blaster boxes in, and I think we can expect to see a lot more stores getting those next week and the week after that. Mega boxes as well. Mega boxes should be getting in people's hands real soon. I don't see any breaks yet on YouTube, so I don't think anybody has the mega boxes yet. But I figured we did a deep dive into a 2023-24 premium stock basketball. One of my best viewed videos on YouTube, and I figured let's do one for Prizm football. It's a very popular, polarizing set that comes out. Prizm is king. Is it still king? Let's figure it out. So basically, I just wanted to give you guys some information on this product. If you're looking to buy, looking to rip, looking to flip, looking to hold, all the good stuff. So a couple of factors I always want to look into when I'm buying retail is it worth it? Is it, the prices have gone up? Is the value there? Are there cards that you can potentially pull that are at least 4 figures or more? And so let's dive into it. This is an unedited. This is almost like a live stream, so forgive me if I stumble over my words sometimes. I'll try to be as quick and concise as possible. So, Panini Prizm, historically, with most Panini products, very kind of watered down on the retail side. They don't throw a bunch of one-on-one, chases. They don't really throw in a lot of golds or any really low numbering case hits. Unlike what Panini does with Donruss and Optic, where you can pull downtowns, is the big major popular chase. And, to a lesser extent, some other products for Prisms, they don't throw manga super short prints in retail. They will sometimes on the collegiate side, which is really weird. They don't throw in Prism or color blasts or color wheels into NFL either, but they will in collegiate. Prism Draft will have that kind of stuff. Again, this is Panini's MO for years. They'll release a Monopoly product on the basketball side that will have tons and tons of numbered cards and super short printed case hits and money wheels or money blast, their version of color blasts, and gold parallels, one of ones, so many different stuff. But then on the regular Prizm side, little bits and pieces of content inside the boxes. So but look, at the end of the day, Prizm is still the most popular middle end. I guess it's high end now. Everything's kind of high end, right? Other than National Treasures and Flawless, Spectra, stuff like that, Prizm is still kind of, it is the Topps Chrome equivalent, right? And so until Topps / Fanatics has the full license, Prizm is still going to be one of the top dogs out there. So Blasters boxes are out. So I wanted to give a breakdown of the formats, that you'll expect to see for Prizm football. Blasters, which are already, we've already seen those broke on YouTube, social media, online. They were available on Target and Walmart. Dick's Sporting Goods has their own, I think, version, which is kind of weird. That won't be out for a couple of months. But your normal blasters, Walmart's, Targets had them online. They're already in people's hands, and some Targets in store, Upper Midwest, Northeast, had them in stores and Targets. I did see that on social media. I would expect next week to start seeing more and more locations have those. But, blasters are going to be $34, basically $35 at Target, $40 at Walmart. They will have silvers. They'll have their regular laser ice or style parallels. They will have the red and blue, like solid color. Those are basically your case hit chases. And then there's like I put PP, that's press proof. There's like a press proof version too. It's like the silver prism with like the black press proof lettering. I have a Pat Mahomes, which recently sold on eBay. This is what they look like. It's basically a silver just with the press proof lettering. I don't know how desirable these things will be compared to other parallels. This sold for about $300 roughly. I expect, with any parallel, if you get the right name, the right rookie, it's going to be valuable. It's going to be collectible. So, close that tab. So those are available in the blaster boxes. Sorry about that. Let's go back over here. So they're available in the blaster boxes. The red and blues are basically your case hit chase. Again, as we mentioned, there is no manga ability to hit those manga cards. There's no Prismania case hits. There's no color blast or color wheels or anything like that. So the red and blue, depending on who you talk to, the print run on those, and this is what they'll look like. Sorry about that. I had it up here. Yeah. Basically, the highest sold item that I've seen so far, and look, this set just came out on the retail side, so we're not going to see a whole bunch yet sold, but this is what they'll be. The red solid color looks like somebody sold a Sam Darnold for about $100. So you do the math, right? So I believe these reds and blues will be significantly more valuable than like the press proof parallels. So if you get lucky and hit a Jaden Daniels that is going to be a color match red, I'm going to expect that card to be worth anywhere between $1,000 and $2,000 raw, like the value of that. And that's basically the highest card you're going to be able to pull from the blaster. I'm not honestly that big a fan of the blaster format. As we go back and see its contents, right, where you're going to be able to get silvers, the laser, the silver laser, red and blue, and then the press proof parallels. So let's take a look a bit more and a deep dive into these blasters. You can get base autographs Prizm Silver. And you're going to say, okay, what does that mean exactly? As you can tell by the box, you cannot pull any rookie autographs. Now, again, the caveat also is, even if you could pull rookie autographs, you're not going to be able to get Bo Nix or Jaden Daniels or Drake May or Malik Neighbors, because those guys are exclusively signed with Fanatics and Topps. So you're not going to be able to find those autographs anyway, but they don't even have the ability to hit any rookie autos in these blasters. Now, they have base autographs Prizm Silver. So what does that mean? So let's take a bit of a dive into this. So this is the checklist for Panini Football for 2024. So let's go through these names. I took a little bit of a quick scan before I started this video. There's some decent names on this list. Right off the bat, the fact that you can potentially pull Kyler Murray. Now, granted, this is like a 6-year Kyler Murray card, but he's on the set checklist. Now, again, take it with a grain of salt when you're talking about Panini and how they shell out their autographs and their sets. The names are going to be, and Fanatics Topps does this too. Obviously, the bigger names are going to be short printed a lot more than your basic names, like a Jim Hart, a Trey McBride, a Michael Wilson. So let's go through this list. This is not going to have any rookies, again. But honestly, the names on this list isn't that terrible. So let's go through it. Like players that you would be like pleasantly happy to get if you were lucky enough to pull. Aforementioned Kyler Murray, Zay Flowers on the Ravens, Jamal Anderson, former great, Terrell Suggs, probably to a lot lesser extent. They do have coaches on this set checklist. You're going to see Marv Levy. You're going to see Andy Reid on the set. But a lot of names that some fringe stars, some players of yesteryear that maybe don't sign as much. So it could be very collectible, very valuable. We'll scan through this list. For the Bears, it's all alphabetical order by team. Your DJ Moore, your Swift, Brian Urlacher, cool name to hit from this set checklist. The Bengals, Corey Dillon, All right. Browns, the Cowboys, a lot of this is you're going to notice is going to be like what they call sticker dumps. Like for a guy like Brandon Aubrey, the kicker for the Cowboys, who was a rookie in last year's products. You're going to see sticker dumps of a lot of guys that were rookies last year. Aforementioned Michael Wilson on the Cardinals. You're going to see a lot of those names because you're going to want to get rid of those stickers in products like this. Jimmy Johnson, the coach, famous coach for the Cowboys, he's in here. John Elway. So that John Elway, that pops up. Boom. That's it's a very solid name for an autograph to hit, from this checklist. Barry Sanders, but I can imagine for every Barry Sanders autograph, there's going to be 1,000 Luke Musgrave autographs, right? But look, the fact that, guys like him are on this checklist and they do have the possibility of being hit from a 2024, Panini Prizm blaster box. That adds some value. That adds some, okay, at least there's a chance for something like that. Brett Favre is in that set checklist. So let's go quicker through, Anthony Richardson. Again, we talked about sticker dumps. He once, for a moment was a very highly desirable rookie to hit. He still kind of is to a lesser extent. We'll see how he does next year. He's on this checklist. Joe Montana as a Chief on the checklist. Bo Jackson, the Raider, on this checklist. There are some quality names. Aaron Donald, for the Rams, who retired this past year. Dan Marino on the Dolphins. Randy Moss. So there are quality names on this checklist that you can pull from blaster box, that potentially pull from the blaster boxes. How hard they are to hit out of a case, maybe an autograph per case, maybe 2 or 3 autographs per case. That remains to be seen. Drew Brees is on this list. Joe Namath, current stars like Garrett Wilson. There's Aaron Rodgers is in the checklist. Brock Purdy, we talked about sort of like a sticker dump, Brock Purdy sticker autographs. He's in this checklist. Mike Allstott for the Bucs, former great. We can go on here to the end, Warren Moon, Marshall Faulk, Torrey Holt. That'll do it. So from this checklist, Hines Ward, Steelers, there are a lot of quality names. There are, some duds, guys you're like, oh boy, Kellen Winslow, Trayvon Walker, Christian Kirk. But, pleasantly surprised at the amount of decent names on this checklist. So I wanted to give you guys a heads up on, what these blasters could potentially have for the base autographs. So again, the inserts, not a lot of collectability in these base inserts, Fireworks, Prison Break, Emergent. For blaster boxes, they're basically hoping for a silver, but even silvers to this day, they're not as valuable as they kind of used to be. The print run on them aren't, depending on who you talk to, are a lot larger than maybe what they used to be when Panini Prizm first came out like a decade ago. But you're basically hoping for the reds, the true blue. That makes these, okay to break, in my opinion. There's some okay chases like those cards, like one of the autographs. The rookie variations, they don't hold a ton of value after the first couple of weeks. So, if you were able to pull, a J.J. McCarthy, a Jaden Daniels, Caleb Williams, sell those now. Sell them now. It's tough to, I just pulled a really cool card and maybe get it graded, or, man, it's just really hard to part with a really nice looking card. And then, in a couple weeks time, that $400 card turns into like 150, 200, like real fast, unless, a Jaden Daniels, who probably will be, offensive rookie of the year or rookie of the year, unless they somehow make this magical run in the postseason, which is, possible, but unlikely. His values will probably, level off a little bit, maybe even drop a little bit once, that team and players kind of out of sight, out of mind until the following season. So we know we have Prizm blasters. The mega boxes are coming. Priced at about $65 a box. After this is, obviously without tax. You're going to get silvers. You're going to get whatever exclusive Pulsar, like a green Pulsar, depending on if it's Walmart or Target, or Laser Parallel. All those exclusive Pulsars and lasers, if they're not numbered, they're all going to run usually unless it's like a color match, like you're basically looking for like a color match. Orange lasers or there's no orange pulsar, I don't think, but like a green, you're hoping to hit a Jets. I guess there's not any good rookies on the Jets, but you know what I mean? Like you want to basically like a color match for a player would probably sell more than like a pink, the less desirable pink parallels or pink lasers or, of that sort. So basically, the mega boxes, you're hoping for the black and red checker. That's going to be your case hit from that particular format. And you look at this color scheme, right? Black and red, Commanders, not gold, but those, a hit of him in that particular parallel with its rarity is probably going to be, somewhere around, I'd suspect $500, something like that. Maybe a little bit higher at, for the first couple that hit the market. But that's kind of it. We don't have a definitive what's in the box for megas. I can't find any backs of the megas yet. It's possible they could have changed it up a little bit this year. I don't suspect. I know the megas will have at least one numbered, or excuse me, no, it will at least have a relic card. But again, I go back and I'm like, why can't you include like a gold patch parallel to 10? Can you imagine buying a mega or opening some megas with the possibility of hitting like a gold parallel patch card of one of the top quarterbacks? That would hold significant value, or not as much as like a true gold parallel, but like at least add some value to boxes that keep going up in price. I don't understand why they don't do that. This is Panini. That's why, I don't know. The value packs, they are out. Again, the upper, the Northeast, I see a seller from New Jersey. This is what they're definitely going to be available. In fact, some locations probably have them now. I will say, though, unfortunately, we don't know exactly what the exclusive prisms are. If we go off of history, it'll have like maybe 5 exclusive pulsar parallels or some kind of color. There won't be any numbered. I think they still have the red, white, and blues in here as well. And there's no reds, there's no true reds, there's no true blues. Historically, the value packs are probably the worst format. You can get silvers too, but historically, the value packs are the worst format, in my opinion, for Panini Prizm. They're the cheapest. Well, other than a retail box pack, they're the cheapest technically. But I just, in my opinion, not a fan. I don't think a lot of people are too big of a fan of those red, white, and blue prisms, not like they used to be. So yeah, so that'll do it. I put hangers on here because I'm assuming that they will have some kind of hanger. It was weird last year, if we remember. Hangers have been a thing since 2020 Prizm, but they never had numbered cards and they never had golds. So last year, for 2023, was the first year that they included a gold parallel of some sort for football. And if I remember correctly, the hangers came out well after blasters and well after Mega Box. It was like a good 2 months after. I'm going to assume that they'll do the same thing for this release, for this year's cards, which makes the hangers honestly one of the better value choices for this product to get, because gold is king, gold is gold. But especially when it comes to Panini stuff, gold, obviously the true golds is always going to be the biggest, the most popular form of parallel. But then, then you get the gold shimmers from first off the line, or the gold waves that, retail had last year. So, any chance again, when I always say this, and I might do another review, excuse me, or not a review, but I might do another video just kind of breaking down, like, when you buy retail, like, what should you look for? And one of the things you should look for, if you're buying it to hopefully hit like a massive card, can you pull a massive card? When we're talking about these blasters, like you can't really pull like a massive card unless we're talking about like a true red of like Daniels or something like that, or obviously Bo Nix or Caleb Williams, um, Drake May, stuff like that. But how hard is it going to be to pull? Because if those red and blue solid color parallels are only 10 copies of each card, or maybe 25 of each, they're not numbered, they're short printed that way. I mean, finding that player is going to be near impossible. So then you fall back on like the lasers and the press proofs and the silver. And if a Mahomes goes for 300, I can imagine like a press proof parallel of Jaden Daniels, there aren't any sold yet. So we got to think that it's probably going to be like a $500 card. Whereas if you're buying a hanger box for almost half the price, maybe a little bit more than half, if I can pull a gold, potentially, it's still hard, but gold wave of one of the top quarterbacks, it's going to be over $1,000. And anytime you can, in my opinion, like that's kind of the cutoff point. Anytime you're making a decision about what retail products to buy, and if there isn't any card potentially worth over four figures, and it's kind of not worth it, especially with the obviously depending upon what sport you like or what players you're going after. But if you can't find a card worth that much money, that's something to hold on to or potentially gain value, or something to potentially sell to recoup the cost of trying to chase after somebody else, then it's really not worth it. So the hanger boxes, once they do start appearing, if they presumably have the same kind of deal they did last year with the gold wave, and I think there was like a blue wave last year to 99. I see the checklist, and they do mention the gold waves. They have them here as see it at have it, yeah, wave gold prism. And I looked on eBay, like there are no gold waves listed, and there would have been by now if this was like a hobby exclusive parallel. Now people do put shimmers on eBay and they mislabel them as waves. They're actually just gold shimmer, which is also a parallel. I mean, there's thousands of different parallels, but yeah, I would expect to see the gold waves. And then finally, in my opinion, kind of like the best value is always going to be those retail box, those 24 count retail boxes. Historically, they're about $4 a pack. Whether they go up in price this time remains to be seen. But I would expect to start seeing those in stores, relatively soon. And those are going to have the black and white. I forgot to put it down here on the page, but those will have the black and white checkers. So black and red from the mega boxes, black and white checkerboard or checker parallel prism parallels for the retail box. They'll also include like one like green ice, which is kind of short printed, not as desirable as like a true blue or a true red. And I don't think there's a numbered version in those boxes. Again, like the only numbered cards that you can get from Prism retail is almost always, in fact, always going to be the hanger boxes, or at least, recently. So yeah, that'll do it. I just wanted to give you guys a heads up on what to expect, what the autograph checklist has, and honestly, pleasantly surprised, of what are in those or potentially could be found in those boxes. If it were up to me, like if it were up to me and like I had, X amount of dollars, I would probably waiting for the hanger boxes and those retail count 24 count boxes to appear, maybe the mega boxes. But there's a little bit of something in every format, some more than others. The value, I think, is just going the better value, in my opinion, is going to be the hangers. Is going to be the value, the 24 count boxes. I would rate everything in general like a 7 to 8, 7.5 out of 10. Open 3 boxes of this stuff, you're going to get killed more often than not, especially for what, like $110, $120 after taxes. you're gonna get it for blaster boxes. It's gonna be tough. Again, until Topps gets the full license, Prism is always gonna be kind of king, and they're nice cards. Be careful of what format you're buying. Understand what the potential is for each format, and good luck hunting. We'll see you guys next time. Please like and subscribe. Would really help support this channel. I thank everybody for helping me reach over 500 followers on X, aka Twitter. And we're hoping to do a lot more giveaways this year, a lot more videos, maybe even the YouTube. I'm planning on doing some kind of live stream on YouTube where I just give some cards away and give some stuff away as we're, as the live stream is going. I'm hoping to put something like that together maybe in the month of February. And please like and subscribe. You can follow me on X at the Card Maniac. Happy hunting. We'll see you guys next time.